Coming to you from sunny Southwest Florida. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Jimmy James, also known as German J 108.
Yeah, and I'm Geo Ballantyne on Instagram and Fractal Kev on Xbox.
If you like us, you should follow us and tell us how cool we are, because we are Fractal Minds.
Minds.
we plan that every time. If you can't tell, that's a scripted event every time. But yeah, man, we are at the finale of our current slate of MCU tier list. There are 37 released films as of recording, been released theatrically, and we're at the end. We're at phase 5. Congrats, buddy.
Yeah, man, we finally did it.
We did
It's
it.
been something that's been on the docket for since we were doing Fractal Minds 10 years ago.
Probably, yeah. I don't think it would have been this format, and in a way, I'm glad we're doing it now and have something like Tier Maker. I think this has been a really cool way of doing this. It's been a great couple episodes of discussion, and I want to say thank you for making this happen, buddy. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, thanks, James. I think your input and our input, or my input rather, I don't know. We have very similar taste, but also different things that we find that motivates us in movies. I don't know, and I think that's
Yeah,
part of what makes us special.
it works well, especially doing something like a joint list like we are, because we taken this as the tier list of Fractal Minds. If this was the tier list of just me, it would look totally different. Freaking Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 not in the S ranks. Get the heck out of here.
S tier, Guardian Galaxy Volume 1, 2, 3.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Well, let's get right to it, buddy. Let's do Phase 5 of the MCU.
Let's bring it home, James.
Bring it home, bring it home. So, first up, everyone's favorite film, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Everyone's favorite film. You are right.
Woo-hoo. Well, this is the first film to be released in 2023 for the MCU. Peyton Reed returns. He has been the director of all three Ant-Man films. And yeah, this is the first one that we get of Ant-Man post Endgame. And for me, I will say we didn't really even bring this up the last time we talked about Ant-Man and the Wasp, but like Paul Rudd as Scott Lang, Ant-Man, awesome, so funny. Paul Rudd is just again one of those actors that cannot do any wrong, and I think he just works so well as a comic book superhero brought to life. This movie is like a very interesting film because you're going to the quantum mania or quantum realm,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's cool. I like that concept. I like going somewhere different that we have been before but haven't really explored as much as something like setting a whole movie could give you. So on that aspect, I do like being in the ride that we are. Kang is an interesting character. When we got this movie, we thought Kang was going to be the big bad. Of course, as viewers,
Still should be.
I still think should be too, but we could talk about that later. But that's a loaded topic right there. Um, but viewers of this movie, when we got this, we thought Kang was gonna be the next big bad coming out, and since that movie, those plans have changed. So now it just feels like everything is potentially being thrown away or going to be wrapped up very quickly, and it just feels empty. And especially how they ended this movie too. Kang is presumed. Sorry, Kang is presumed dead at the end of this movie, but of course we also see that there's a multi-universe filled of different Kangs, and obviously he's a big presence of this film, so you just cannot escape the Kang from this movie. And I do like Jonathan Majors' role, his performance in it. He, of course, was struck with some controversy, and I think some things got cleared up. But maybe it's best that we don't even talk about that. But I just wanted to kind of acknowledge that as of right now, because that is a very recent thing, and it did, I think, affect the performance of this film. But yeah, there's things that work for me and things that do feel messy, and it does not look great either. We talked about that before in some movies where the look of it looks great. This movie does feel kind of dull at parts because it all is just the dome, the green screen, the void, whatever it's freaking called. And yeah, so parts of it feel empty to me, parts I do like. How about you, Kevin?
MODOK. Do I gotta say anything?
They brought us MODOK.
Yeah.
Fucking could have been
that was an interesting character.
Could have been a great character. MODOK is a fun character, but man, I don't know why they're making him this way.
Just it's like a blown up portion of his face. I don't know. But then also we had a little cameo appearance, not cameo, but a little appearance by Bill Murray too in this. That was pretty cool. But
I forgot about that. I forgot Bill Murray was in this movie.
Star-studded. But I think you hit a lot of the points that I was gonna hit, and the main one, I'm not like Paul Rudd. He's great as Scott Lang. Jonathan Majors, I became kind of a fanboy of his, seeing his portrayal of Kang.
Yeah.
I just thought I was so looking forward to where they were going with it, and it's so unfortunate that the controversy sprang up, and I believe to this point nothing ever came of it. It was just dropped. I don't think it was settled out of court. I think it was dropped.
I believe it was
dropped.
Now,
yeah. Now he's just out of the role for now. Like they're now saying, "Oh, we might bring him back." Like
right.
I could see them doing something. I know I'm straying away from the movie. I apologize. I could see them doing something where maybe after the mutant saga, maybe they bring Kang back. I don't know. Would they revisit the multiverse again? I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe give it time and they can do something. That might be the right call. And they don't need Kang in a multiverse. Like he can work outside of a multiverse saga. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it would be nice to see him come back.
Maybe he'll even be like a co-villain with Galactus or something, or
right.
Doctor Doom. But overall, I agree with you. Ant-Man and the Wasp, hell of a lot of CGI. It looked okay. Some of it looked a little, like they were stretching it a bit, but the atmosphere wasn't that bad. But you are in like the quantum realm, so I guess it's kind of supposed to look weird or jarring, I guess. But overall, like I thought, Jonathan Majors acting. And obviously Paul Rudd, you can't get enough of him. Overall, I like the idea, I like the concept. As a whole, fitting in with the rest of the MCU, given what they've done with it now, kind of sucks. But I think this is another one that's going to probably hit meh for me.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's not much really. It's star-studded cast. You had Michael Douglas come back. The defamed Evangeline Lilly, Bill Murray, all that, But
yeah.
I'm trying to see what the. Oh yeah, because you mentioned the features uncredited cameo appearance of Tom Hiddleston. Was surprising and respectable. Oh, so I guess in the after credit scene there was I forgot about that. Loki and Mobius from Loki. They were in the post-credit scene.
Yeah,
apparently.
There was one of them where they're like, "Oh, did you hear about the Kang event?" And they cleaned it up for us, or they took care of him. So I think.
I forgot about that. So was that their way of like just all right, Kang's done?
It feels like it.
Wow.
It feels that's what they did, and that's possibly what they do to wrap him up. But I think that would just be such a shame.
Yeah.
Especially, well, then they also gave us another post credit where it's the Council of Kings. You see all of them, so like
Yeah.
it's mixed messages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he. So I feel like they left it open ended enough where he could make a return, and I think Jonathan Majors is a great actor, all things considered. Hopefully, nothing negative comes out
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah. We'll see.
So we thinking low C or Hulk Peter Dinklage or Peter Tingle?
Uh, I part of me doesn't think it's that low. I think I enjoyed it more than the Hulk Peter Tingle tier. A part of me,
Is that the first Ant-Man that's on the top of C?
yes.
Okay.
Oh, now it's not seeing my cursor. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, this is the first Ant-Man here, and we have Ant-Man 2 over here. So, do we like this one more than Ant-Man and the Wasp, the sequel?
I think I do for the fact I like King. I like the
Yeah.
villain. And Jonathan Majors acting. Like I said, I was kind of a fanboy of him, and like that acting and that presence added a level of like urgency, and you actually had a big bad, and it wasn't like one of these one-off villains that you don't. I felt like this was the buildup. I felt like this is what we were getting towards. And
Yeah, and the kickoff
yeah,
to Phase 5, like, it showed that they had a plan, right? Like,
yeah.
yeah, interesting.
Um,
Um,
yeah.
you like it here though, like right behind Black Panther,
I
Wakanda
think it's
Forever.
safe. I think it's safe. If if they somehow bring this back and like 10 years from now we get Kang back or something, then maybe we can revisit it. But
Yeah.
because it's kind of put out the pasture, Kang, for now, um, I think it's fine where it's at.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's fair. I like the vibe that it has, and this tier, there's things that I like, and there's things that I don't like. So I think that fits with this. So, all right. Well, cool. I'm glad we agree.
Yeah.
Let's.
All right. Oh, and box office. Gotta get the
Yeah.
everyone's favorite game show. We do a uh, we have James guess the domestic box office that a movie made, and also he guesses the ranking of the 37 movies that have come out so far.
The review
The
ranking.
average score
Yes.
is an average between the Metacritic score, the tomato meter rating, which are both critic scores, and then a cinema score, which is the audience's review, like opening weekend, I guess. So it's like an average of those three, and that's how we came about with the ranking system. That also being said, the further we get into this phase, because they're all newer movies, I feel like there's some wishy-washiness with the rankings. So don't shoot the messengers here. This is just what AI generated for me 3 times over. So it wasn't just like a one-off thing. I'd regenerated the thing multiple times, and these group of movies, have just a weird aura about them when it comes to this. So keep that in mind. But we're just gonna roll with it, and I have at the bottom of the list that James pulled up. The numbers still available in the top 37 ranking. So you got
Yes.
11, 31, 32, 33, 34, 36, and 37.
Gosh.
So this phase had the worst movies in the MCU, apparently.
According to the average reviews, yes,
Yep.
yes, yeah, pretty tough. But like you said, these are all recent films too. So I wonder if some of that will even out in the long run.
Hmm.
But cool. Well, thank you, Kevin. Thank you for setting that up so well. Now, the box office ranking. I remember this not doing so well. I'm gonna have to go pretty low. I'm gonna go 190.
All right. You're in the ballpark. You
Yeah.
did.
Okay,
$215 million.
yeah, on the lower end, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it's definitely not what you want to see as the return for setting up Kang. Like, and I think they shot themselves in the foot, honestly, on the release. So, or
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so tough because also you have the Jonathan Major stuff. Like, they MCU couldn't help that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because I feel like this movie even came out as the Jonathan Major stuff was going on,
I
so that it had that hanging over its head as well, and I think that affected it.
I'm pretty sure. Um. All right. Well, review ranking wise, let's go low. I'm thinking low. I think 36, man.
36.
Yeah.
So far, it has a 77.7, which puts it at 31.
What? Okay. Whatever.
Yep, that's what I said. It's everything seems pretty cool and accurate, and then you get to this phase, and it just I don't know.
All right.
Um,
Well, it is what it is. Like we said, don't shoot the messengers. Cool. Well, that means we get to go on to the next film, which is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We got the return of James Gunn to this franchise. Once thought to never have happened. James Gunn was also caught up in weird controversy. He really didn't do anything wrong. He made a joke tweet years ago, and right wingers that didn't like that, Christian evangelists, whatever, they didn't like the kind of comedic tweet that he made. So Disney, being Disney, thought the best course of action was to fire him. And that was not the right move, because then DC, of course, famously hired him to do Suicide Squad, and then eventually made him the freaking new head of DC. So Marvel going forward will probably never work with James Gunn again, which is tragedy. But now we're also getting James Gunn in an incredible role. He's more than Kevin Feige. He's creator Kevin Feige. Like, Kevin Feige is a producer and a mastermind, but he's never directed any of these movies, or at least not directly. Maybe directed like, hey, you should do this. But James Gunn is the man. So this is his swan song for the MCU. Pretty interesting movie overall, Volume 3. I would love to hear your thoughts on this one, Kevin.
I do remember this one being another one of those heavy movies because we got to see like Rocket Raccoon and his backstory and what all happened there with the experiments and the friendships he made along the way, and kind of carrying that burden with him like throughout his life, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Being made fun of as a trash panda and stuff like that. And, you get little quips of that like that.
Yeah.
The whole cast, like with Drax, you're gonna hate me. I can't remember the one that antennas.
Oh, Bantus.
Yeah, yeah, Mantis. It was a great send off for them all, except for Rocket did end up dying, right? In this,
No, Rocket's
he
still alive.
didn't. I did. Okay, I thought someone died off. Maybe not. Maybe
Best
it was
that
like a
Sorry,
huh?
best that I remember knowing of the main cast died.
Tenno Quill hangs it up and goes back and retires to Earth.
He goes to Earth, but then it also says at the end that Star Lord will return.
Will return.
Yeah.
Yeah. But overall, I thought the movie was really good. It, after the third, it's the third sequel, or the third movie in the trilogy of the Guardians of the Galaxy, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't really miss a step from the previous ones. It still hits a lot of high notes that the previous ones were known for. Good soundtrack again.
Yeah.
It I just thought the whole like James Gunn, like you said, the guy is a mastermind in his own right. Um, you don't normally get successful movies back to back to back, and it seems like. And then when he went off to DC, the things he touched there were positively received by critics and stuff. So,
Yeah.
and were successful in their own right in the middle of all this turmoil that the DCU was in. So I think there's a lot of credit to be given to James Gunn there. But I was just seeing if there was a. I'll look at it when you were talking your part. But no, I really do. I really did enjoy this movie. I thought it was a good send off. I think they did hit what they needed to hit with it. There was not much because you said Star Lord has a chance of returning, but the rest of the cast they've went off to do their own things now. I think Batista said he was done with the Drax character as much as I loved him.
Yeah.
Um, which such a difference when they first announced him in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, really, Batista? Like, really? And then he just was so good at the character. And then by the time Volume 3 comes around, you just don't want to stop seeing him or the rest of the crew for that
Yeah.
matter. But
Yep.
yeah, no, overall, I thought it was good. It was a good send off for the our Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, yeah. I fully agree. I think it's a great film. It's a lot of fun. It's great to see the characters again. It's great to be just in their world, their playground. Um, the stuff with Rocket is very emotional. It's very sad. I was prepared to cry, and I'm pretty sure I did at some point. It's definitely a very emotional storyline. The villain is great. He's a menacing villain throughout, and you feel the threat. So it definitely succeeds in everything it achieves. I think for me, for ranking wise, I would probably go put it lesser than the other ones, just for the fact that it does feel like we're just wrapping up the trilogy. We're not trying to make something new, where I think that's where the first two especially feel fresher and more exciting to go back to. The third one, and it's new too, like this is all recency biases too, like you still have to let these things develop over time, like your true feelings. So this is still a fresh movie, and I've only seen it the one time, so I definitely need to revisit this one. Yeah, no, I really like it. Like I said, I just love being in the world of Guardians of the Galaxy. So, anything else that you want to share about it before we rank it?
Excuse me. Rocket did die,
Oh,
but
fuck.
but
He's brought back.
Quill brought him back to life. So
Okay.
I think they teased that in the trailers too. Like, it
Yeah.
was really heavy-handed in the trailer. But I legit thought he died. I forgot he got brought to life. So I'll give you that. So thankfully he wasn't. As well, I won't read the like summary of the ending. If you want to
Sure.
watch it again, I don't want to like put all that. But yeah, it seems like it's a wrap up. Like you said, it's a wrap up to their story, and they all go on doing their own things. One thing that I think we both forgot to mention that they finally brought to life in this movie was Adam Warlock. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw him a little bit, but this one we actually got to see him like
Uh huh.
in a role that that was did him justice a little bit. So
Yeah.
um,
I will.
a little bit.
I will say I wasn't completely thrilled about Adam in this movie. Adam Warlock in the comics. I did a little bit of Guardians of the Galaxy reading and the Infinity War stuff when that was all popping off. And Adam Warlock is used a lot in those comics, in those
Did you
runs.
say he was involved with Thanos too, even back then? Which he
Well,
was even teased back then. We saw his coffin back then during the Infinity Saga too.
Volume Two's post credit was his little cocoon. So yeah, he's been teased. He's been definitely he's a fighter of Thanos. Like actually, now that I think about it, I think he's the one who kills Thanos, and he gets the Infinity Gauntlet. So there's he's a very powerful character, and the choice to use him in this way kind of goes against character, I believe. Like, I don't know his whole stretch of history,
But from what you know of him,
my expectation of what the character was going to be in the MCU wasn't reached. And, that's an issue of expectation versus reality. But I think that's been more of a problem for MCU in this later half than the earlier half. I think the earlier half did really good of meeting expectations with reality, and then this later half has been a mixed bag. So that's a greater thing. But yeah, Adam Warlock, it's so funny they even brought him up because I completely forgot he was in this movie. So,
he's like a side character. When, like how you mentioned him, he probably deserves more than to be that.
Yeah.
Little side note that I find interesting is that we got him teased back on Volume 2. I forgot it was that far back.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a potential of having someone on that level of power to go against Thanos, but instead they decided to bring Captain Marvel in.
Yeah.
When they could have like swapped a little bit and had Captain Marvel or Adam Warlock play that role, right? Like,
yeah,
in between the Infinity War and Endgame, like, but I guess they made it work in their own respect with um,
Captain Marvel.
her being called to Earth after the snap, so
yeah,
or the blip, but.
Yeah, good point.
That'd be interesting. Since she's out in space too, I'm surprised she hasn't met Adam Warlock, but that's a whole nother thing.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, the cast that did stick around at the end of the movie, they are teased to like still have a Guardians of the Galaxy, but some of the characters have been swapped out. So you're not going to get Drax, you're not going to get Gamora, you're not getting Star-Lord with the Guardians. So I hope the Guardians team moves on. I think they should be making an appearance in Doomsday and Secret Wars. I would imagine so. Especially Adam Warlock. That would be nice to see him get some growing up and hopefully becoming the character that he should be. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But what's your thoughts? What's your vibe check? Where are we at? I think less than Volume 2 for me. I will say that.
Okay, that's fair. Who was the big bad guy in this? Is it gonna get B tier with the other bad villains? Or
no, he's good. I think it's a good villain. It's a very powerful performance. I forget what it's. He was the High Evolutionary.
Oh, yep, I see him. Yeah.
And the actor's just incredible.
That was good. No, that was good. Okay, I'm just forgetting. I apologize.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. I'm thinking A tier, honestly.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah.
Okay. For me. Oh yeah, I was about to do that. I almost think it's hovering around here. Either above or below Iron Man, but like I need to watch it again. Like Iron Man, I've watched so many times, so I know how I feel about it. This one, I don't know how.
Just put it above Iron Man, below Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it there.
And we're gonna revisit this at the end of Phase 6. I would say. I think that would probably be a good plan. So maybe we could do a vibe check on this stuff before we touch the Phase 6. Besides this movie, but because it's already been out, so we could do that one now. But we'll do that later. Ah, shit! I can't bring it back down. No, everything is ruined. Anyway, but yeah, so we're putting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in the A tier above Iron Man. Wow.
Yep. I think it does. I think it's good.
Okay.
It's well rounded. It may not hit the same high marks for you as the previous two Guardians of the Galaxy, but I still think he did a really good job with it. And
cool.
I mean, I guess we needed a send off. The Guardians of the Galaxy couldn't be here forever, so might as well do a send off for him, kind of thing.
I'm glad we got it. We could have very well not have received this film, so it is special that we got this film.
Yeah. And on some level, I guess from the actors' perspectives, like they can actually move on and do new roles now. They don't have to worry about being tied to these characters anymore. As much as we loved them and they were endearing.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta move on eventually, right?
Yeah. So how much do you think it made, Jimmy James?
Ooh, interesting. This is a tough one. Um, I'm gonna say it's in the 300 ballpark.
Okay.
I could see it in the mid 300s, but I'm just gonna go 300.
300?
Yeah.
Best I can do is Tree Fitty. $359 million.
God damn it! I should have said 350. Great. Good for it. I'm so proud of it. Man, gotta go with my gut more sometimes. But cool, good success.
So, given the available rankings, which one do you think it sits at?
Well, there's
It takes
only
some of the lotto playing out of it, but
yeah. I see that there's two movies that could potentially be number 11, and this is the first one that I think could be number 11. So I'm gonna go number 11.
righty. It ranked from the people who saw it. It got a nice review, 88.3, way up there. And that is number 11.
Okay, there we go. There it is. Prophesized. So, sorry, Deadpool and Wolverine. You
Yeah. Yeah.
got murdered.
And that one's been out for a while that
Yeah.
these ratings and stuff should have caught up, but for whatever reason didn't click with people, I guess. But we'll get to that. Sorry, we're going ahead.
It's okay. All right, my man. That means we're on to the Marvels. The Marvels. Oh yeah, sorry. I don't think I mentioned this, but Guardians of the Galaxy was released in May of 2023. The Marvels is released in November 10th, 2023. So this is the third film of the MCU in 2023. And yeah, very interesting movie. You got Captain Marvel teamed up with Miss Marvel from the TV series on Disney Plus, and you also have what is her name? Does she have a superhero name? It's Monica Rambeau, but does she go by something? Oh,
No.
Pulsar, Photon. I don't think she really has a name in the movie series yet, though. But
Maria Rambeau.
okay, so yeah, and you know, I really like them together. Like putting all three of these characters together, I think that's fun. I think it was really cute how they did a lot of that with the power swap, or like they would use their powers and then they would swap places with the other person. It was a lot of fun. When they were all brought together, like the big bad. What was the big bad?
uh, was it the Kree again?
Was it the Kree again? I don't know, Kevin. You tell me.
I remember the ending. The biggest part of this movie for me was the ending, but I mean, I still remember bits and pieces of the movie. I remember they were like swapping in and out. Like they were all connected with something, some kind of cosmic energy that kept causing them to replace each other when they were in the fight scenes.
There was the MacGuffin of the quantum bands that was, and then the Kree's new leader Dar Ben was on the hunt for them. So yeah, probably not. I think the script is a little rough. It's not memorable, obviously.
Is this the one where they go to the new home world of the scroll and the Skrull are being about to be obliterated. The whole planet's about to be destroyed, so they go there to try to save them all. And then now they have a place here on planet Earth, I think, or maybe they found another planet for them. But
Yeah.
yeah, it turned into another Skrull Kree thing, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, they're living on a water planet. Oh, the song that was lame. They had to communicate with song. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. It could have been a little better. I like the idea of it for sure,
Yeah.
but it felt off. It felt out of
Uh,
place. So yeah, but it's tough, and it's cute to try different things. I don't know. Yeah, this one's pretty mixed for me. So, do you have any more thoughts on it? Do you want to share your thoughts?
also to add on, I do. Okay, I got a little more information. Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, uh, went and basically she saved this planet, but at the same time she destroyed. She, I think, to save the planet, she destroyed their sun, so the planet was dying.
Oh,
So then this lady, um, it's where they went, like, because they were going to steal the water. So the water planet, she was going to steal the water to give to the dying planet.
okay.
She went to the other planet to steal their sun to give to their dying son, kind of thing. So it was kind of a Captain Marvel having to make amends with something she did. Like she won the battle, but at the cost of the entire planet and all the people on it. And now one of those people had a uh, basically not being vindictive, but basically they were going to try to get payback or try to at least they didn't care at what means they were going to do it, whether
Mm-hmm.
how many planets she destroyed, but she was going to bring life back to her own planet that
Yeah.
Captain Marvel destroyed. And I think that's where, yeah, I forgot about all that.
Yeah.
Um, but
It's a
I think
quick movie
this,
too. This movie was a very short movie, so maybe I needed more time to develop some of that stuff because I, it's hard. This one's hard to recall. I will say that for me.
yeah, uh, Zal Ashton as Darbin. She's the Kree leader. So it was the Kree again. So it was a Kree planet that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Um, I think this movie, more than most of the other movies, probably caught some flack for the fact that the Miss Marvel's uh, backstory, origin story, is on Disney Plus.
Yep.
So it did help make sense of some things when you watch the movie. So it's the only one where you would have felt maybe you should have done homework before watching the movie.
Yeah.
Um, but I did, thankfully. So I wasn't. I caught onto the some of the jokes that were said that were like carried over from the previous or from the TV show. Um, Overall, I didn't mind it. I do remember it was a little jarring the where Miss Marvel will be fighting and all of a sudden it would like blink away and she's in a different spot and then it blink back and she's in another spot and that was a little jarring. But overall, I mean, it. I feel like the main piece, the only thing that really sticks in my mind about the movie, which I guess might be saying something about it, is the Monica Rambeau saving their I think their universe basically because there was a break in reality or break in the universe,
Mm-hmm.
like an alternate dimension was opened up, and she went in there and closed it, and then she wakes up in the post credit scenes with Beast talking to her from X Men,
Yeah.
which
Fox
was
X
pretty
Men
cool.
too, specifically like setting up the X Men coming in. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
That was really fun to see. I do agree that the swapping is fun and cool, but it could be jarring at times, especially some of those fights. So that
yeah,
could have been probably done a little bit better, but
yeah,
very fun concept. And also I do of course love the alien cats. Goose makes a return, but you also get a ton of the cats. And at one point, everyone has to go inside of a cat to escape from like the spaceship or something. that whole sequence is hilarious. That's probably the best part of the movie.
That was great.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite part. I remember watching that being like, this is fucking awesome, you know? So every movie gets one of those moments.
Yeah. Nick Fury was just like, all right, everybody, just let the cat just accept it.
You rather die or get eaten by a cat?
That was good. I forgot about that. That was a highlight of the movie. Definitely.
Yeah.
Goose.
Well,
Um,
so you know, it sounds like it's going to be on the lower end. Do you have a vibe check on the Marvels for where we're going to put it on the tier?
I don't think it's was really uh Homecoming worse than this movie?
Spider-Man: Homecoming?
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that
yeah. It's
or
way.
no wait, no.
Or you mean Far From Home?
Far From Home, sorry.
I think Far From Home is a better movie.
Yeah. So that means it's going in the
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the appropriate spot for it. I was. I mean,
it had fun scenes, but overall the movie was meh. I think that's
yeah.
fair.
I could see it at the end of C, like it's also around this range for me. But
Mm-hmm.
when you also bring up the question, is it better than Far From Home? Then no, it's not better than Far From Home. So sorry, Far From Home, but you had to be there. Oh man.
Oh, the
Cool.
Peter Tingle. Fun fact, James forgot. James completely blacked out the whole fact that the Spidey sense was called Peter Tingle. He thought I made it up.
I don't remember that Peter Tingle.
Yep, Peter Tingle. Sorry. Had to bring it up at least once.
You know, it's good reminder in case someone skipped Phase 4, they can get caught up. So good catch, Kevin. Good catch. All right, my man.
Right.
We're doing box office time.
Yeah.
All right.
And the AI and Wiki is aligned with this one. So, what is it, James? How much did it make?
I'm gonna go low. I'm gonna say 170.
170. You are generous.
Oh no!
It bombed.
Oh
It's
no!
easily the biggest bomb in theaters,
Oh
unfortunately.
no! Oh no!
$84.5 million.
What? Really?
Worldwide, it got $206 million.
Oh. Oh no. What have we done?
I don't know if that has to do I don't know if that has to do with um the fact that you had to watch not that you had to, you didn't have to watch Miss Marvel, but I don't know if it with that stigma that you should watch the TV show before watching the movie.
And
I don't know if
WandaVision.
it's an all-female cast and people have a fucking problem with that.
I think that's a big part of it.
Like things aren't woke. Like they're not just woke. It's just inclusion. I don't know, whatever, but
Yeah.
it just worked. The movie was fair in its own right, but I mean, I guess technically I don't think where we ranked it on the thing, like obviously if you look at our ranking and then look at this, it looks like, oh well, that makes sense. The actors, actresses, all that was I feel like they did fine. The story just was meh. Like it's the story itself. You can blame the writers or whatever. It's not because of the actresses that played the roles.
Yeah.
But
100%.
why people didn't even go out to go see it, I don't know. Like even worldwide though, that's crazy. Like I was reading that, and I don't know if it has it in this. For this movie to make profit, they had to make $700 million, by the way, and they made worldwide 200. So this was a loss for Disney.
Those budgets are insane.
Yeah, and the only other thing I can think of without doing too much research, because I saw it with like the Eternals and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Mm-hmm.
I was seeing stories where China had like you couldn't see those movies because of
Yeah,
something. I can't remember if it was an actor or something portrayed in the movie, but
it
I was almost wondering if something like that happened to this movie and it wasn't in all the box offices, but that's nuts. 206.1 million worldwide. So,
that's a good point. Worldwide numbers definitely have been affected with the relations of China and the U.S. market. They've definitely stopped showing American made movies, so there's a huge factor of that in the box office now. But yeah, I mean, domestically though, we the Americans didn't really go out for this one, so
mhm.
um,
Yeah, 'cause you can
yeah.
even look at that number, like 84 million. Like, yeah, the United States didn't even come out for it.
I mean, look at the beginning of Marvel's box office. Like even Incredible Hulk got 200 million, and
Mhm.
that was back in 2008 money. So yeah, pretty rough, pretty weak performance. But I think it probably got a rough ranking number two. I'm just gonna go with 37, Kevin.
All right. It got a 76.3, which James only puts it at 32.
What the fuck are we doing? Well, it was nice having that segment around while we were in the early parts. Moving on from that.
Well, see, that one, okay, so that one seems kind of realistic across the board. People, well, I mean, yeah, even we didn't have much to say about the movie, but yeah, the movie didn't have a lot of meat and potatoes, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I feel like this one's realistic. The next couple of movies, I'm just gonna put a flyer out that maybe not everything is calculated yet. So,
I hope not, because I I got some three real bangers right here. Not gonna spoil which one's not the banger, but anyway, on to the next movie. I am very happy to say this next title. Deadpool and Wolverine, baby. MCU. Woo!
yep, that long waited. Like, how long were we waiting for Wolverine and Deadpool to join forces?
Well, not even just that, but to be put into the MCU. You know,
True. Yeah.
like you've gone from Iron Man to Infinity War without and like Endgame, like without any X-Men characters, which is such an integral part of Marvel's. You know, X-Men to me is Marvel. Like that is my number one. So to get the first appearance of a true X-Men in these movies, and then on top of that, it's a road trip buddy movie with Deadpool. Like, come on, like I'm in. So I'm gonna be pretty hype on this one. Do you want to start this one off? Okay, let's say real quick, Deadpool Wolverine came out in July 26th of 2024. This was also the only movie of MCU that came out in 2024. So, very interesting release schedule that we've turned into. We went from four movies, three movies, and now only one. And the biggest reason for that was, of course, still the after effects of COVID, but the big one was the writer strike. The writer strike went into effect, must have been like it was right as they were making it, I want to say, because they did delay this movie, but they were able to recover and get it going because it didn't take too much longer for it to come out. But if people don't know, like with a writer strike, you cannot as a writer work when that happens, or you like violate like your guild rights. And movie studios can make movies off finished scripts, but especially Marvel, they work writers work while the movie's making, for better or for worse. They're constantly developing the movie. So a writer strike is a big deal for any studio, but especially Marvel. But yeah, man, what's your thoughts on this movie?
I I absolutely enjoyed the movie. I just remember I don't think there's a part of the movie where I wasn't like crying, and I probably had a few like teary-eyed cries. Like it was funny. It was a good movie. Um, from I was just kind of touching up on it. I forgot that he went back to try to join the Avengers, and Happy Hogan actually is the one who denied him. So then he went and became a used car salesman with his old X-Force guy, Peter. I forgot all about that. But I don't know. I thought like Ryan Reynolds has to have like who is it? Is this a Kevin Feige or directed by Sean Levy? Did Sean Levy? Which movies did he do before?
So this is his first appearance as director for MCU. Sean Levy is a longtime collaborator with Ryan Reynolds. They did The Free Guy together. They also did, I want to say called The Adam Project. It was
Oh, okay.
the Netflix
From Netflix.
movie. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Free Guy. Yeah, he's a cool dude. I like him. Also, you're wearing a shirt that he's worked on. He worked with Stranger Things. He was
Okay.
one of the early directors of Stranger Things. So his vision is awesome. I really like him as a director, especially this movie. I could talk more about that, but did you have any more thoughts, my friend?
Yeah, no, the um, just mentioning that, like I've like I like obviously like all the Deadpool movies. I like the Adam Project. There was the other one you talked about where he plays a video game or something.
Free
The other
Guy,
one is that,
yeah.
yeah, I like that one. I just couldn't think of the name of it. Um, and if he directed part of Stranger Things, like all the better. Like especially the earlier seasons. Not that I disliked any of the later seasons, but the earlier seasons resonate with me even more to an extent. Um, but no, I liked that they brought Hugh Jackman in. We got to see the final team up with Wolverine and Deadpool, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Ryan Reynolds Deadpool. Not to mention the slew of Wolverine variants we got that he, decided not to use, including
Henry
uh,
Cavill.
yes, Henry Cavill. Great.
Oh, so
Um,
good.
It was. I swear, like that's just chef's kiss. To me, as far as like as a standalone movie that I could go back and watch again, like definitely this movie. Do I
It,
have to mention Chris Evans?
oh, so good.
Flame on! What the?
The whole pulling the rug. You get Chris Evans back. Of course, how we know him in MCU as Steve Rogers, Captain America. Chris Evans is used in a hilarious cameo appearance where they're all in this what's the world called? They got zapped and they're brought into the let's just say like Hades or the Limbo. Let's just say that's like Limbo, and
Yeah.
Chris Evans is cloaked in these dirty rags, and he's about to. You think he's going to do like Avengers Assemble or something, but then he says "Flame on," and he's actually Johnny Storm because, of course, Chris Evans was in the Fantastic Four movies as the Human Torch. So, great use of playing with expectations again and audience expectations. And I remember the audience rolling, and that's still brought up. Like, and we just talking about it, we're laughing. So, great joke, love it, works.
Yes, definitely. It just all the different Deadpool variants. We got Nice Pool, we got Dog Pool, which you were like ecstatic for, and like there's just so much. Oh, also personally for me, I don't think it hit for you as well, but for me, I was nerding over finally seeing a good Gambit. Like it
Oh yeah,
was
yeah.
like finally, and I thought it was played well by old what's his face.
Uh, he was played by Channing Tatum, Kevin.
There you go. Yeah, and I just looked up who played Gambit. It shows me a photo of Channing Tatum playing Gambit. Doesn't even tell me it's Channing Tatum.
Good job, AI.
Actually, it gave me the original Gambit from like the original X-Men,
Sick.
like Taylor Kirsch or something like that. Anyways, no, all the way like from beginning to end, them going and fighting, like also trying to they added on to the sacred timeline thing. Like they
Yeah.
tied that into it. That's the whole reason that Deadpool was trying to find his anchor Wolverine, and that's where all this came about. Um, I thought the villain, if anything, I think the weakest part, and maybe because this is a movie that's made to be funny because it's Deadpool and Wolverine, and uh, so I guess you can't really have a villain who's too heavy-handed. Um, the villain, I guess, I did not watch. It's one of the newer X-Men that she's from, if I'm correct, or
Cassandra Nova. Well, she's I think the daughter of Professor X, or at least a relative of Professor X.
okay, so
So
she hasn't played in a previous movie then.
no, no, this is her first screen performance.
Okay.
Appar-
Oh, the Void, by the way,
appearance.
is the name.
Of course, the Void. I mean, that's just the obvious answer for a place like that. The name,
Yeah.
the Void.
Um, but yeah, otherwise, if anything, that villain was. I mean, I wasn't like the way Jonathan Majors captivated me as a villain. Like she was just, she was a badass villain, but I don't know. It didn't. Deadpool and or Ryan Reynolds Deadpool and Hugh Jackson's Wolverine. They obviously took the show.
Yeah.
It's what everyone's been wanting and waiting for anyway. So they did that justice, to my opinion.
Yep.
Where it adds to the rest of the Marvel MCU lore, like where it plays into that. I mean, they did tie in the sacred timeline to it in its own funny way. Um, yeah, I mean, overall, I enjoyed it. So sorry it took up so much time. Go ahead, James.
All good, buddy. My thoughts on the movie. I fucking love this movie. This is an incredible film. It's everything that you want it to be and more. I could say a lot more, but I think you've said plenty already, and
Who's your favorite Deadpool variant? Nice Pool.
I do like Nice Pool. I like the whole hair gimmick and everything, and he has the clean face. That's really good. You mentioned
That whole fight scene was great. All the Deadpools.
there's like so much to unpack with that too, because like all of those have been used in the comics. Like they did their research, and it just shows the Lady Pool, and that's Ryan Reynolds' wife, Blake Lively. Like that's a nice little tease, but they don't reveal her, they don't unmask her. It's just fun to know that kind of stuff. So yeah, man, I and like honestly, I think Wolverine really steals the show. Like this is supposed to be Deadpool 3, and in a way it is, but it's also like you said too, it's its own thing. You don't really need the previous Deadpool movies. This wasn't direct Sean Levy didn't direct the previous two Deadpools. Like this was his first time doing Deadpool 2. So it's its own, it's its own movie, man. Like and it works so well. And it just came out, but I love this movie. It works for me.
I could easily watch it again, no doubt.
I could watch this almost every night, and I probably should watch it more, but I might be brave to say, but I think it's better than Far From Home.
Just as it edges out. Yeah. That's fair,
right? Yeah. Well, okay. Well, it's definitely better than Iron Man 3. Sorry.
God, everything is. I don't know how things are past that, but
well, I guess it's better than the first. It's definitely better than Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Definitely better than Doctor Strange. Better than the first Iron Man.
Yeah. Definitely. Volume 2, I'd say, no, it's not good as Volume 2.
No, Volume 2 is not an S rank. Oh, this has to be an S rank.
Yeah. I think it's safe. For me, it is. I mean, we're both on this. Like, we both like it. I think it's better than the so does it? Does it take over the first Guardians of the Galaxy?
Say when, Kevin.
Stop it there.
Really?
Really? You're gonna say it's the best movie? All right.
I look. I'm thinking. Oh.
I feel like the one movie is like all the buildup we've been waiting for. Well, in a way, this is all the buildup we've been waiting for as well. Between
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine. So I guess in essence, it is kind of that. And they bring back so much characters, and they fuck it, the best movie.
Yes, Kevin. Yes. Be brave. Be brave. That's what I'm talking about.
But we didn't get Josh Brolin's Gage.
Look, I'm sure if you look hard enough, he's somewhere in that movie. I'm pretty sure he plays a Deadpool variant somewhere.
Didn't he make one of those like breaking fourth wall jokes in one of the previous Deadpools about Josh Brolin playing with Thanos or something like that?
Yeah, because he was Cable.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, I said sorry, Cable. Yeah.
There's your connection.
Yeah.
No, man, I'm glad you agree. I think this one kind of deserves to be up there as of right now. Like, in this post Endgame world that we're in, post Phase 3, we're on the other half here, and we're in the multiverse saga. And to have something come out like Deadpool and Wolverine during this time, even though it is a culmination of all of Hugh Jackman's movies and also Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds movies, you have them injected into the MCU and it feels fresh. It feels great. I love and Deadpool doesn't feel neutered either. He feels revitalized in this role. Some third movies of a trilogy feel flat. And in this case, this one feels like it took the character and injected a whole new injection of life into him. So I freaking love it. I'm glad you kind of see the placement of above Infinity War. I think it could go either way for me, but I love seeing it in the top spot. I think that's awesome.
I do too. I think it is not a disservice to the rest of the movies for sure. I think they stayed true to the two characters while also adding a ton of other cameos and appearances that we didn't expect.
Wesley Snipes came back as Blade.
I forgot.
The Wesley Snipes.
No one could get that man out of his acting trailer.
He came back as Blade. Incredible. So, this movie is just awesome. Come on. What else can you say?
Freaking fantastic.
Well, fantastic comes later, Kevin. We'll talk about them later.
Yeah.
Box office, though, this is going to be a tough one. I know it's a high number. I still don't think it's the number that it should have been, though. But maybe it was. I'm having a hard time recalling the final number. But part of me wants to say it's up there. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna say 500 mil.
500 million?
Yeah.
All right, James. It got a hell of a turnout. You're not actually that far off, all things considered.
Okay.
$637 million, which they needed to make that money back after the last bomb.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's good to see. I'm glad it was on the higher end. I didn't remember where it landed, but that's great to see because definitely made up for the Marvels.
Due to complications involving these last four movies, I went ahead and individually had AI score the last four movies and give me their domestic box office earnings, to try to get a more accurate score. So these last ones, instead of guessing the ranking, James is going to guess the score that they got. Um, some of the scores might be before the ranking numbers that are already provided, hence why we're kind of sidestepping the ranking on the left side for now. We can revisit it in a future tier list and have maybe a more accurate ranking system for the rest of these movies. But
Yeah.
so, James, ranking number. Where would you
Ooh.
think it scored about for
Well,
Deadpool and Wolverine?
we know how we feel about it. It's pretty up there, but I don't know if it got the all of the critic love. That this is actually a really tough one for this because I think audiences loved it, but I'm not sure how the critics felt about it. So I kind of want to give it, and maybe the recent stuff is also a factor. I know your original system was ranking it low; those are the only available numbers. But I'm
Hmm.
gonna say we got things kind of tweaked up, and that gave it some more points. That's my hope, at least, because it's criminal if being in the 30s. So, let's just go with a clean 88.
88, huh? Well, before I tell you the average,
Mm-hmm.
because you're on the money.
Oh.
I feel like what you said is on the money. Uh, Cinema score, which is the audience score,
Mm-hmm.
gave it an A. It
Nice.
says converted to 95 is what it said. So it gave it a high for the
Okay.
cinema, the audience.
Cool.
Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter, got an 81%.
Ooh.
So and that's supposed to be based off of the critics, off not the audience score on the Rotten Tomatoes website, but the critic score.
Okay.
Metacritic scored it 56 out of 100. Bombed the shit out of it. So unfortunately, the average got hit because of that. So it's at a 77.3
Oh.
on the. So it actually eked out the Marvels and is below Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania.
Well, love
Yep.
to see that. Bye
Yep.
bye. Moving on from that.
But I think Cinema
Metacritic.
Score is a true telling to like the fan service we all got and how much we appreciated it.
Yeah.
So I think Cinema Score is pretty accurate reflecting it. Metacritic, I don't know if it's just a bunch of I don't know, thumb up their butts critics kind of thing. So
That might be audience affected because that seems really low for critic review. But hey, whatever. That's a whole can of worms. So sorry, Deadpool Wolverine, but you got number one with us. So that's all that matters. Am I right?
right.
All right. On to the next Phase 5 film. This is the first film to come out in the year that we're in, 2025. Wow. Captain America, Brave New World. You have Sam Wilson coming in into the spotlight. The first performance in theaters as Sam Wilson as Captain America. Of course, we kind of talked about this before, but we did see Sam Wilson take the mantle in Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney Plus. That also had the name change gimmick that's going to be used in the next movie, but I thought that was also kind of a nice little coincidence that happened. But in any
Hmm.
case, we're talking about Captain America: Brave New World. I really like Sam Wilson's portrayal here. Anthony, of course. Sorry, I forgot your last name, bud. But
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie, yes. I love Anthony Mackie as Falcon. Sam Wilson, now Captain America. Sorry, it's hard.
Because of this movie, we got a new Falcon.
Yeah, you got that too. So, and he's fine. I like the actor. It doesn't work with me as much as Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson's dynamic worked. But they're doing it and it's fine. And of course, you have Harrison Ford coming in as the Thaddeus Ross role. We of course lost the actor that was originally playing Thaddeus Ross. excuse me for forgetting this great actor's name. William Hurt was Thaddeus Ross before, so unfortunately we lost him before this movie was made. So they brought in Harrison Ford, the young, fully capable Harrison Ford, for this movie. You know, someone, you're replacing an actor who passed
Just
of old age, and you put in another very young person. Alright, don't have to berate that, but you know, interesting choice. Harrison Ford, of course, one of the greater actors of our time, but still just a very interesting choice, especially his way of working. And he didn't seem very thrilled about this movie. I will say that from behind the scenes that I've heard. But anyway, this movie is very interesting. It's espionage, it's just like any Captain America movie. I think for me, it's quite a mixed bag. There's elements that I like. I think the Red Hulk buildup was way overblown. You think from the advertisements that it's going to be a Red Hulk movie, but he's barely in it till the very end. The threat of him is there throughout, and it's very much like Jaws, like the buildup of this creature throughout the whole movie. You know, it's very Jaws. It's very that first good Godzilla movie where you didn't see Godzilla a lot until like the very end. So,
oh yeah,
you know, in some ways that works, but for me, I wanted more. I wanted that promise, because frankly, they've been building up Frank Hulk too, or Frank Hulk. Red Hulk. They've been building up Red Hulk for a very long time. I feel like just even having Thaddeus Ross in the MCU as much as they did felt like they were eventually going to do Red Hulk, and they did, and just wasn't used enough for me. I was pretty let down with this movie overall, I would say. Again, I enjoy all the movies. I like just being in the theater and watching these movies. It's always a fun ride. But I think disappointment of building more of Phase 5, building towards the future, giving us these characters in an important way, a meaningful way, and it just didn't feel like they achieved that with this one for me. What about you?
I agree with you. I didn't really. I like Giancarlo Esposito as an actor.
Yes.
I didn't really care for Sidewinder. The Sidewinder character was I guess it was more of that espionage, more humanistic villains for the Captain America we have, because the Captain America, Sam Wilson's Captain America, is not with the superhuman serum. Is it called superhuman or something else?
Super soldier
Serum. That's how I knew that didn't sound right. And he says it throughout the movie. He's like, shouldn't have taken the super soldier serum, my ass, kind of thing. You know, he was even regretting it. And
yeah.
That's kind of the Captain America I want, but I know this is depicting a different Captain America from the comics. I understand. But he's a little more techie. He's a little more like, and by that I mean like he's based off technology, you know.
Right.
And he has like you mentioned it before, the little the thing that comes out of his back. It's like a little not falcon.
I think he calls it Red Wing, I believe.
Red Wing, yeah. And he has like 2 of them now, or maybe another one, but like I get that. That's fine. The movie we got, you know, I think Sam Wilson's Captain America is deserving of it. I just don't know that I care for this type of Captain America. I'm not that invested in him. The way I was with the other Captain America.
That's a good point.
I agree with you, Daniel. Sorry?
I piggyback on that point. I think that is a good point. I like sides of technology being used with Captain America, but I do agree with you that the use of it didn't quite work. It wasn't working as well as a Captain America like Steve Rogers with the super soldier serum. Like, he's powerful. He has a cool shield. That's all he needs. You know, he's done after that. So to have a Captain America like Sam Wilson that needs more of a power set, he needs more technology to make up for it. It allows him to do cool things, but it definitely feels different.
Yeah. If Sam Wilson did not speak to Thaddeus Ross's human nature, he would have lost to the Red Hulk. Because it was speaking to him, to his human self, that caused him to lose his Red Hulk form. Otherwise, Red Hulk was owning his ass. So I think broke his wing off. Like, it just, I think even threw the shield aside. Like, he threw the Captain America shield out. I mean, I think he grabbed it and threw it in the ground, actually, and stuck it in the ground.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, now all your technology's just gone moot. Like, it just went out the window, and the only way you won was because you spoke to his human self, kind of thing.
The cherry blossoms. Don't forget about the cherry blossoms.
Oh, the cherry blossom. I forgot. Martha.
Martha, cherry blossoms. That's good.
So, and I like with you, Danny Ramirez playing the new Falcon. I liked him. He was your typical cocky, I'm gonna go be this Tom Cruise character kind of thing. I'm gonna go and like be this next badass Falcon, and you know, Falcon's always been a side character, so you don't like a sidekick. It's not. Well, I can't say he always has been, but to me and what I've seen him at, he's always been kind of a sidekick. So I agree. It doesn't have that same dynamic that Sam Wilson and Captain America had.
Yeah.
I was gonna mention one that Isaiah Bradley. We got a different variant of Captain America, the failed Captain America.
Well, so they brought him back from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. You know, so
I missed that.
Yeah,
Okay.
So this very much is a continuation of that show too. You know, you talked about the Miss Marvel being used in the Marvels. This very much is a continuation of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you didn't watch that show, you missed so much. Isaiah Bradley was heavily used. He was, you know, I want to say it was used in kind of the same way. I forget some of the plot elements of that, but I feel like he was struggling with that PTSD of being the Captain America before, and some brainwashing that could be off, but when it was brought up again in this movie, it did kind of feel samey in a weird way. So I like that they used the character, but I just didn't know if I didn't need him to be like a sleeper agent thing. That felt a little off to me.
Yeah. That, and how do you feel about the new Black Widow? I feel like she's just too tiny, but Shira Haas, she was the president's like right hand, basically.
Oh yeah, okay. I forgot about that. Like, I do like that actress. I don't, you know, she wasn't my favorite. Obviously, I did kind of forget about that. I don't think that was used very well. It didn't really feel like she was a Black Widow. She dressed more like in a suit, so like I kind of just thought of her as like an FBI agent in a way.
So I think she is part of the Secret Service, but she came from the Black Widow program.
Yeah, good point. So, you know, fine. Just a little lacking in the supporting role, but probably did the best that she could with the script that she received too. I want to say this movie got hit pretty hard with rewrites and stuff like that. You brought up the Serpent, you know. This movie was supposed to be way different. I want to say it was announced as Captain America, the Serpent Society, stuff like that. Like,
oh wow, okay.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of behind the scenes with this one, and I think a whole villain that got written out too. So,
wow,
yeah, I think it shows. I think it just shows, man. It's a rough reception, at least for us. Like, I don't think this is going to rank very high for us.
Yeah, and I don't know if you mentioned. I'll wrap up on this. I know we're talking a lot about this particular movie. I think maybe it's because we both wanted more from it.
Yeah, no,
um,
absolutely. Yeah.
um, the I don't. You've mentioned it to me in the past. I don't remember if you mentioned it in your review a minute ago, but this is also kind of a sequel to the Incredible Hulk. You have to like
Yeah,
remember certain events that happened way back then. I think the main villain in this, I guess, played a role, and that's
the leader.
because of he got doused with the same stuff that the Incredible Hulk got doused with. That's why his brain is the way it is. Um,
Yeah, you're right.
like so now he's trying to. So you're trying to make connect these dots as well from way back then, and you get a small cameo appearance from his Thaddeus Ross's daughter, uh,
Yep.
Liv Tyler,
Betty
something.
Ross.
Yeah, Betty Ross. Yeah, and then also you get a small appearance from Bucky Barnes, which was cool, but for like 5 minutes. So
Yeah, yeah, very short. Yeah,
yeah, but
very interesting film. I like the idea of connecting dots over a wide spectrum, but it it didn't feel like they connected the dots in a straight line. It felt like they were going like this with it, and maybe they didn't complete the assignment properly.
yeah.
Well, okay. Well, with that being said, I think we need to put it on the list. We're thinking under Ragnarok, right?
Definitely.
All right.
I
Enough.
could I could probably not watch this movie and be fine with it. It could go on the Hulk Peter Tingle for
Yeah,
me.
I think it has to be down there for
Like
sure.
really, is it better than the other Spider-Man? Or even the Marvels? I enjoyed the Marvels more than this movie.
I enjoyed the Marvels more. Do we enjoy the Internals more than this one?
Oh,
That's a good question, actually. I I really don't have a drive to watch the Internals again.
oh. Speaking of, it's funny that these three put it right between the Hulk and the Internals because this movie connects both of those. I forgot. We get the Celestial coming out of the Indian Ocean. That's a big part of this.
You're right.
It's right between them. It's
Oh, that's funny. That's a good point. That's
but if you
really
want it above Eternals, I'll give it to you. But I just thought it's funny because it's like it's the bridge between the two.
yeah. A part of me likes it more than the Eternals.
Yeah, they waited till this moment to bring back the Celestial coming out of the Indian Ocean. Like everything before this. And hey, guess what? Adamantium is now a thing, and so they connected that dot. So they did bring, they connected some pieces to the MCU, but overall the story was weak, and
Yeah.
it's rightfully where it belongs, like right where you have it, basically.
Yeah, I
I guess
like
I would say I enjoyed it more than the Eternals. I think it's fair.
right. I like it more than the Eternals, I feel.
Yeah. Overall, yeah, because the Eternals, like I said, kind of the same thing where it had interesting elements, but as a whole, it didn't do much.
Right.
And my biggest thing from the Eternals was the Celestial that's basically standing over Earth looking at it, and my sphincter almost went into my throat because I didn't know what the hell was going on. A giant Celestial looking down at the planet.
Lovely visual, Kevin. Lovely visual. Well,
But yeah, I think I liked it more than the Eternals.
congrats
Oh,
to Brave New World for joining the Hulk Peter Tingle tier, like it was prophesized. All right, well, let's talk about the box office performance of this movie. I want to say I have to go towards the lower end of this one. I was even surprised at the performance. Um, I did. I was hyped on this one too. You talked about like disappointment. Like I was hyped on this one. I thought we were gonna get some really big setup for the future of MCU, and it just did not feel like they were giving us that. And I don't think the audience was happy with it either. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say two. 210.
210. It. Let me just checking multiple sources real quick. Just to. Yep. Okay. That. $201 million. You were in the ballpark, my friend.
I'll take that. I'll take that. Wow. Interesting. I mean, gosh, look at
Um,
the last Captain America movie, Civil War, was 408 million, and then you go down to 201. So that's pretty telling.
it. Yeah. It did not perform by multiple margins. Did not perform as bad as the Marvels. Worldwide, it did 415 million to make profit. It needed 425 million, so it was 10 million short of making profit, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it was another loss for the Marvel for Disney.
That stuff adds up, man. Like, normally they would have a profit from the theatrical run, and then everything else is just gravy. You know, you have your digital sales, you have your DVD, Blu-ray, physical media, you have all the toys and everything. So, like, all that's money is just supposed to be gravy, but now you need that money to make up for the loss of the theatrical run. It's gonna be tough. It could affect the future of what we receive. So it's you don't want to see that as a fan. Like, you want them to do much better, but yeah,
Yeah, for sure. You want to see, especially Captain America is supposed to be one of the leaders of the whole Avengers. So
yep, yeah. Good point.
yeah,
Good point. It shows the weakness of the brand. If the one of your top dogs characters, Captain America character, can't bring in the big return, then what's the fate of the future of the MCU? But I think things are not as bleak as some people say, but it could be. It could be. We don't know. So we're still having fun watching them, though, right, Kevin?
right.
Yes. Um,
Definitely. I mean, we're gonna watch every one of them. Like I'm
yeah.
not, gonna say no.
Not yet. Definitely not yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Review ranking wise. So we're doing the more educated guess number. I would still say it got if Deadpool Wolverine got 77, I can't imagine this one is higher, but it's possible. I'm gonna go a little low. I'm gonna say 75.
Um, you said 74,
5.
75. Okay. Well, I wanted to double check because so as I mentioned, my previous list that this is one of the ones that changed.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, the audience score was a B minus. The tomato meter was a 50%.
Mm.
Uh, Rotten Tomatoes third lowest graded MCU movie of all the MCU movies. Metacritic graded it as a 42 out of 100.
Oof.
Coming in at the worst ranked MCU movie at 54.
54. Oh, wow. That's
Yeah, buddy.
wow. That's a rough one. I don't know why that one
Yeah.
is placed that
I
way.
recalculated it twice to make sure it wasn't some kind of thing. It did it twice to me that so
That's crazy. Wow. Sorry,
enter.
Cap. I mean, I don't 54 is pretty low. I think it's a better movie than that. Like, it's still fun, but man, that's a rough score.
Uh as I mentioned where like the Fantastic Four ranking was before,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm trusting this new thing I just did. So
Okay.
just based off of where it ranks the Fantastic Four now compared to where it was when I first did the list. So
Right. Right.
um there. This
Cool,
makes
man.
sense. Okay.
All right. Well, that means we're on to the last movie of Phase 5. That's right. It came and went. This was a quick phase. It took a couple years, but it did feel like this one went by pretty fast. Even the Phase 4 went by fast. But we have Thunderbolts, Asterix, the new Avengers. Pretty interesting direction that they went with this one. It was announced as just Thunderbolts, but then they added the little asterisk at the end, and everyone was wondering what that was. And of course, you know, usually that means a different name, but for them to completely rename the movie The New Avengers after it came out, very surprising, cool move. I like playing with your titles. I like playing, having fun again. That's what always draws me to Marvel, is the ability to have fun and play with the medium a little bit. So I think that works. I think this movie is a lot of fun. This movie is the second movie that we received in 2025, May 2nd, 2025. Jake Schreier was the director. I'm not too familiar with his work. Thunderbolts, group of outcast heroes, supervillains, anti-heroes. Very interesting cast of characters. A Black Widow, Red Guardian, Ghost. You have, for a second, Taskmaster. you have the B-rated Captain America with he was brought in with Falcon and Winter Soldier. What's the name that they give him? It's the U.S. Agent is the title they give him, I believe. And so pretty interesting cast of characters. You have Sentry, who's introduced as well. Julia Louis-Dreyfus returns with her character as well, and I always like her. She's an amazing actress and plays a very fun role in the MCU. Very much a underground, dark Thaddeus Ross, or like it's a very interesting role that she plays. So I like this cast of characters. Oh, Sebastian Stan plays his Winter Soldier character. So just a lot of the kind of like the B, C tier of characters just brought in to the spotlight, and then eventually given the team up of the new Avengers. So pretty big title for these characters. I don't know if they deserve it, but it is interesting to see that they went this direction. I think the movie's a lot of fun. I like that they gave us this movie. I had a lot of fun with it. What did you think about it, Kevin?
I agree. I would say I had a lot of fun with it as well. It was. I didn't have. I guess going into it, I didn't know what my expectations were going to be. It wasn't silly. Though you had levity being brought by David Harbour, who is the
Red Guardian.
There you go. He's always fun. He's been a funny character since, you know, Black Widow and all that. But he and Florence Pugh, I'm a fan of hers. I like a lot of the movies that she's done, and I think she does. Yelena Belova does pretty well.
Yes.
It's the same way we're comparing Sam Wilson to Chris Evans' replacement as Captain America. I think Florence Pugh is a good replacement for Scarlett Johansson as our new Black Widow character, kind of thing.
Sure.
And I know my wife personally loves Florence Pugh as this. Like, she's always into femme fatales, so she loves, you know, having these kinds of characters around. I felt like this unit, the story, the teamwork, I think, is more cohesive than what I was seeing with, like, say, Brave New World. I know we didn't have much of a team, but we did have Captain America and Falcon again, but that dynamic, again, what you were saying, the weakness from that dynamic, this was a better formed team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Though Ghost the one that was killed off very quickly, like teased, and then
Taskmaster
it was Taskmaster that was killed off real quick. Okay. that was interesting. I guess I don't know. I guess they had to kill someone off to show some seriousness to the that situation they were in.
Yeah,
Um,
it feels odd to have done that though to that character because Taskmaster could be used in so many interesting ways. So it shows stakes. I understand that they wanted to kill off a character, but it does feel like they disservice Taskmaster a little bit. But what are you gonna do?
yeah, it's kind of funny that this team. I'm saying this, and I just realized I forgot. Not that I forgot. I just wasn't talking about him. But Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier. This
Yeah,
is the team more cohesive, and then we had the whole. It was who's going to be the new Captain America? Is it going to be the Winter Soldier or Sam Wilson's Falcon? Is it? And then the team we have that's more cohesive is Bucky Barnes, the team.
yeah,
Um,
and it took them a while to get there though, right?
that's
They were
true.
not working well together at first, but
That's true.
at the end though, they are a team and they're gonna take on some weird spaceship at the end of the movie. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. That's a good
I,
point though, Kevin.
and as far as Sentry goes, I um,
Bob.
huh?
Bob.
No, Bob.
That's his name, Bob.
Yeah. It it's another like I guess Adam Warlock level, Captain Marvel level, powerful guy. Um, that I mean, for obvious reasons, they're going to use him for good, so they couldn't like kill him off or do anything too bad to him. But the way they beat him,
Mm,
again, so we had back-to-back movies. I'm just realizing where they talked them down
mm,
from being the bad guy. Um,
yeah.
I I've heard it. I've heard this used, but I'm not as sharp with my criticism of this movie. But I've heard other people criticize it because they use the power of friendship to get him past his anxieties and his depression kind of thing.
Right.
Um, I wouldn't be so sharp as much about it. I think what they did was okay, but I guess I don't know. Bringing down a bad guy in that way always just feels kind of weird. Like, and then after it was over, he's just their friend, chilling with them in their new Avengers tower. Okay,
But don't use your powers because you might turn evil and kill everyone.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that buildup was intense. It was a cool buildup. Like people were just disappearing into the void, and you got this darkness taking over the city. It was really cool, and the way they beat him was, yeah,
Yeah. No, I agree. That's a good point. I think he made a better comedic character than a villain. It did feel very menacing, but also, yeah, the resolution just kind of felt like it just kind of happened. It didn't feel epic or anything. So, that very good point. I agree. I agree. I think this movie is definitely a fun journey, and the ending just needed to wrap up. You can probably say that about a bunch of these movies, but this one in particular feels it for sure.
yeah.
But overall, I liked it. I think I'm more on the favorable side.
Same.
I have an idea. What about you? Where are you at? What's your vibe check?
Is it better than Deadpool Wolverine?
Well, honestly, like a part of me wanted it to be like I think the idea of this movie is right up my alley. I love team up movies. I love the band of misfits. So like I would have loved to have been better than Deadpool Wolverine, but we did not get that. I still think we got a fine movie. I don't.
Maybe that's what would have made Captain America: Brave New World better is to have like a more of a team aspect and a more of a fight scene with Red Hulk with him and like a team of other
Yeah,
misfits that something like that. Maybe that would have made it better too.
yeah.
Um but where did you put it? Sorry.
I was just moving it around.
Oh, okay, sorry. not S tier. Maybe not. Yeah, I thought you were heading that way. I'm saying B. I'm feeling good with B.
Yeah, yeah, we're thinking B.
Um,
Okay. All right. I like B tier. I'm not sure about where in the B tier. I I like it more than Thor and Marvel, Captain Marvel.
yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Um,
Do we like it more than Thor: Love and Thunder?
Love and Thunder. I liked it more than Love and Thunder, personally, but I know there's a lot of humor in that, and you'd like that.
No, I like this more. Yep.
Okay.
I like Thunderbolts
Maybe
more.
not overtaking Ultron though. Maybe. You think it's better than Ultron? I gotta rewatch it. It's been a couple of years.
I I want to watch this one more than I want to watch Ultron right now.
Okay, we can put it over it then, because I do remember being like okay with the Age of Ultron. Like um
Do we like it
and
more?
that one.
Do we like it more than Homecoming?
I think so. And now I'm looking at Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi, is it better than Shang-Chi?
I I kind of like it more than Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Maybe not Doctor Strange yet, but maybe not there yet. I think I like Doctor Strange a little better. Are you like Which is crazy because I know like how hyped you were for Doctor Strange when he entered the MCU, and now he's just falling down the list.
Well, and I still like that movie a lot, but I just remember watching it after the theatrical release. Like I watched it at home, and it just didn't
Didn't
like.
quite hit the same.
Yeah, it didn't quite hit the same. So I don't know if that is Doctor Strange's fault, if it's my fault. And I haven't revisited Thunderbolts yet. This movie just
So
came out, so it's hard to judge. Um,
so I say leave it there, and then we revamp the tier list in the future. You might be able to make some changes.
okay, yeah, let's do that. I like that call because this Phase 5 we just experienced all this stuff, so it's hard to. A lot of these other movies we felt for a very long time, so we have a good understanding. These, I mean, gosh, look at Deadpool Wolverine got #1. That's just crazy. Who would ever do that? All right. Well,
Metacritic didn't think so.
yeah, right. Well, congrats, Thunderbolts / the New Avengers. You are near the top of B rank. Very impressive turnout. Very impressive. Well, let's go over to the next part. We do want to do the box office performance for Thunderbolts.
All right, what do you think it made there, James? Domestic box office earnings for Thunderbolts / New Avengers.
Oh man, tough one. I want to say this did better than Captain America: Brave New World, but I don't think it's done much better. So I'm gonna have to go with the 210 number again.
210.
Yes.
All right. It actually did a little worse.
Oh.
Granted, hasn't been out as long, so maybe this will change.
Yeah.
Um, 190.3 million.
Oh.
Forgot
Okay.
the M.
Jeez.
Forgot the M.
Yo, this movie's so much better. Why didn't you? Why didn't you people go
Well,
out to see
there
it?
there might be hope with the score still. So even though there's not as many people wanting to see it, the reception may have been more positive. Maybe.
Is it around 75?
You told me not to give you hints.
No, I mean, sorry, that's my guess. We don't have to.
All right. Here, 'cause I can give you, since I gave you the other ones. There we go. So, rounding out the bottom as usual, is Metacritic at 64 out of 100.
Mm.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 87, and Cinema Score gave it an A minus,
Okay.
bringing it to an astounding 82.0.
Oh, okay. Hey,
It
not
actually did
bad.
pretty well.
All right,
Which,
cool.
because of this, that's why I'm like, as bad as Brave New World did, these scores are a little more appropriate, I feel like. Hell, this wasn't even on the list before. It was the freaking werewolf movie.
Well, that's good to see. I'm glad because you were scaring me for a little bit there, but yeah, 82 feels right for review score wise. So cool, good for it. Good job, Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool,
We
man.
redeemed. So,
Well, that's the end of Phase 5, but we do have another release movie. And even though this is going to be titled a Phase 5 movie, I still think we should talk about the Fantastic Four First Steps. I think it would be an injustice if we didn't go ahead and put this on the tier. And it would be fun to revisit this when we do all of Phase 6 and check in with that. So I feel comfortable ranking this one. Do you feel comfortable ranking Fantastic Four First Steps?
I think so.
Cool. A little bonus for the folks at home. So we ended Phase 5. We're on to Phase 6 of MCU, but also the third part of the Multiverse saga, and gonna be the last. And looking at what's gonna be released for Phase 6, this is crazy, bro. They're okay. There, four are listed on Wikipedia, but there's also a scheduled release movie that has been the title's unannounced, but for July of 2027. Um, Very recently too, Doomsday and Secret Wars was supposed to be released in May of the year that of their release, but they got pushed back to December. So big changes for Avengers movies. We're going to get Avengers movies back. It's been a long time since we even talked about an Avengers movie, and very interesting phase. 5 movies. Well, I guess they've had 5 movies before, but just seems like they're trying to wrap this up and get on to the next saga, the next phase with the mutants. Which
Yeah.
in one hand I'm fine with, but make sure you're doing a good job before you leave it. You gotta make sure you're not rushing things too much. But in any case, we're here now. We have Phase 6. We have Fantastic Four, the first steps. This came out very recently, July 25th of 2025. So pretty recently that we watched this movie, right, Kevin?
Yeah, it was. I was pleasantly surprised because usually you and I see it like we used to see it opening night, and I guess Thursday nights. That might be a reason why we didn't always see a lot of people in theaters. But this was on a Saturday matinee that we saw, or Sunday matinee we saw it, and there was a pretty decent showing of people. I was happy to see that in the theater. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just hearing the reactions from people. I think people enjoyed the movie. Like it's good to see that even this long into the MCU, people are still coming out to see it and they are still enjoying it, despite what the popularity contests. Everyone out there saying about the fatigue and all that. So, but
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'm here for it. So it's our new comics, but movie.
Yeah, man. Like, this movie brought us the Fantastic Four into the MCU. This is a huge, huge moment, a huge event for Marvel, for the slate of movies, the opportunities that it brings. The Fantastic Four are heavy in history with Marvel. They're the first family, the first superhero family for Marvel. If it wasn't for the Fantastic Four, we probably wouldn't be here talking about these movies. Their popularity in the comics allowed Marvel to do what they have done, make all these other characters. So It's great to see them brought to life. It's great to see them brought to life on the screen in a great way. We had pretty rough movies before, um, 3 movies before, slash one that was made in the 90s that never officially made release because Fox needed to keep the rights of the movie, but so they decided to just make a shit movie and not release it so they could hold on to the rights. Movie rights are so weird.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Gets in the way of all the progress that Marvel's and Disney has made.
yeah, so but this movie, First Steps, it's a great movie, man. I really like this movie. It's still fresh in my head. Still need to kind of really absorb it like the other ones, but first impressions, man, it hits where Marvel usually really excels at, and this definitely is worthy of that. You got a great team. The Fantastic Four members, obviously, but very quickly in the film, you're seeing that a 5th member is going to be made.
Mhm.
But yeah, bringing in that dynamic of the child already. The Fantastic Four have already been around in their universe. It's a different universe than we're normally in with 616. This was 848, something like that.
Mhm.
Um, and they've already been established in their roles. This isn't an origin story. It's an origin story for us to see them for the first time, but they've already been established. So that was nice to see. I like that we get to do the forward jump. We're not doing the same old, oh, they got zapped by the cosmic rays halfway through the movie and they finally figured out how to use their powers by the end of it. So that felt good. That felt refreshing. I'm glad they went that direction. I think it's the right move. I think it's a good move. I like Herbie a lot. Herbie the robot was really fun. Brought the cute charm of Marvel. It helped bring that to life. Galactus is the big bad of this one, and I felt like they did Galactus right for the very first time on the big screen too, which is not easy to do, but I'm glad they did it. A great Silver Surfer, a female Silver Surfer. That was cool to see. Thought they did that all really well. The graphics looked great. The CGI looked really good for it.
Mhm.
And this movie does do a lot with CGI, but it all looks really great. I saw a picture of Vanessa Kirby's hair. I think it was like the scene of her giving birth when they were escaping the planet, and they're in. Sorry, excuse me. They're in space, and her hair's like flowing in the image that we saw on the screen, but then in actuality, like her hair was like tucked back and stuff. So it's cool that they can do that. It looked real in the movie. So the criticisms that we had with CGI before, they really made it work in this movie. Even like Fantastic Four or Mr. Fantastic's powers with the stretchy arms. Pedro Pascal plays Mr. Fantastic, and I thought the arm stretches looked good. It was used really well. Um, Probably my biggest criticism is Pedro. I don't think he did a bad job. I love him as an actor. I just think the casting of him kind of brought me out of that character. Um, it just felt to me very distracting every time I saw that beautiful man's handsome face, and you're just like, that's fucking Pedro Pascal. And why is his arm stretchy? Like it,
Why is he not fighting the mountain?
it's really hard to like pick someone that's going to portray the actor faithfully or the character faithfully, and then have the audience member also lose the delusion of who the real life person was. And I would say a lot of times that works. I don't have that problem, but watching this movie I did have that thought a lot. Every once in a while, it was just like, oh, Pedro, nice to see you. Okay, cool. So, other than that, I do really like this movie a lot. It was a lot of fun. What did you think about it, Kevin?
I think you covered a lot that I would also agree with. Overall, I enjoyed the movie. The As I mentioned throughout our episodic adventure here, I'm a big fan of big bads. I love big bads. Galactus, they did him justice, like you said. The only thing, my only gripe, my only little detail I didn't like about Galactus, it just every now and then looks like he has buck teeth. Don't know why.
Oh,
They just all you
interesting.
see is his top teeth. You don't see all the like I don't know, just there's something with that design that kind of threw me off. But
Okay.
otherwise, I don't know much about Ralph Ineson who played Galactus.
Oh,
But you gotta. I'm sure if I seen more movies, I might know. I'm not picturing him. I think he. I think to play that, it's just like Thanos. You got to have a voice actor, someone who can play the voice well. I think he does that well for Galactus.
mm,
I thought Galactus as well did really well. I loved the build up, the moment where Julia Garner shows up as Silver Surfer, and she's the herald, of his coming. Basically
mm-hmm.
tells him all you're doomed, like you're marked for death, kind of thing. That build up, that imposingness that I like. Like I want a sense of dread in my movies that are about heroes trying to win. I don't want a funny villain all the time. I don't want a comedic cast all the time. I want people to show emotion as they're facing something that is larger than what they can handle. And Galactus, for more or less, was more than they could handle. They just devised a very smart plan to get him out of Earth. I did not know how I felt about them coming up with some super duper plan to move the entire planet. It gave me SpongeBob, let's move the entire city vibes. Don't know how I felt about that. I'm glad they thwarted it though, because that would have been that if Galactus just showed up and Earth wasn't there, I would have been like, fuck this movie.
See, actually, I was liking that because I thought that was their way of building up to like Doomsday and like the incursion stuff. Like, yo, you brought your Earth to our Earth. You're causing these incursions. What have you done? And then Galactus is like on their tail or something. Like,
Oh, that'd be great. Oh, so you were thinking they were going to move it to a whole different universe or a
yeah.
whole different timeline, like to have two Earths in one timeline kind of thing?
Yeah, that's what I was building in my head when that was all
Ah,
happening. I'm like, ooh, is that what they're doing?
I didn't even consider that. I just
Yeah,
figured they were moving it to just a different part of the galaxy or something.
right.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I understand, like you're pressed for time. The movie played well.
Yeah,
I
I like the flow of it. It went at a good pace for me.
Yeah, same. I didn't need too much more build up than what it had. It had the right amount of build up, the right amount of trepidation of Galactus coming, and um, I did notice also next time you watch the movie, every time his eyes turn blue, it does the not Interstellar, um, bomb. It does that.
Oh,
Inception. It does the
Inception. Yeah.
Inception noise every time his eyes open up, which I
Ah,
liked. I liked the detail. I did like it. It did add a little more of a like a oh my god moment to it. But every time his eyes turn that blue, like he's getting pissed off or powering up or whatever the hell is happening, it's boom. It's just I don't know. I like that little detail.
yeah, nice.
I was fanboying for Galactus a little bit. It was time. I wanted to see. It's been since Quantumania since we had um a super big bad, really. I mean,
Yeah, I
that
guess
was
so.
Jonathan Majors, um, his role. So I was there for it. I enjoyed it. I was here for it. I liked what they did. Um, because I'm in the know more with James here by my side. And they like when they start off saying what planet, what Earth it is. I'm like, oh, so anything goes now. Like this whole planet could go and get evaporated. It doesn't affect our timeline.
Right.
Um, but I was not expecting the twists in the post credit scene, which I guess we should be. I apologize actually because you've been very good about not giving spoilers, and here's the latest movie in the series, and we're just spoiling the shit out of it.
Yeah, we
But
give the spoilers when they're appropriate, but yeah, this is a spoiler zone. If you haven't watched this, stop now. But go ahead, Kevin.
yeah, yeah, they should have just hit the pause button as soon as we started talking about the movie. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know the post credit scene with Doctor Doom showing up. Like I was not. And sidestepping that, I love that. It should have been the after credit scene. The after credit
Yeah.
scene was weird.
Yeah.
And then another thing that bothered me was the director of this movie. I think it was the director of this movie didn't know about the Incredibles ending.
The
He came out. He's
Thunderbolts.
like, "Oh, I didn't even know they made the connection that Fantastic Four arrived in their universe. I didn't know."
Yeah.
So that's why it wasn't brought up apparently in this movie, according to him. So that was kind of weird. But how the movie ended, I don't know how they would have tied that ship into going into the other universe or yeah, the other reality, whatever. So I don't know how that. I think it ended well.
Well,
Um,
so everything that I've heard was that the Russo brothers, who are returning to direct Doomsday and Secret Wars, they recorded the Thunderbolts post-credit sequence, and then they also recorded or directed the Fantastic Four post-credit sequence with Doctor Doom. So um, it's it's funny that you brought up the post credit sequence too, because for Thunderbolts, because when that happened before this movie, that both triggered for us like we're gonna see this connecting bit, and then we didn't get really that clear connection that we were expecting. So it did feel weird about that. It made me think the ending was going to be different than what we got too. I was expecting to be connected to that post credit sequence that we got. So yeah, very very confusing as the audience. Like this is where Marvel kind of feels like they're just making it up as they go, and they probably were all along, but they were also making it cleaner back then. So it I see where they're going, and maybe it all makes sense with Doomsday, but having just these two movies right now, it does feel confusing.
yeah, because part of me is like, ooh, does that mean that Doctor Doom got the baby and now he's going into like somehow he stole? But he can't just. We're not just gonna end this Fantastic Four we just grew like we just met. Like it's not like he killed that Fantastic Four and escaped that reality and came to the new Earth, or not the new Earth, but our Earth.
Right.
It, so yeah, the connecting piece is missing, I guess. So I guess we'll. They've been smart about it in the past, so I'm assuming they will make that connection. Uh, we'll probably see that play out in the what is it?
Doomsday?
The, the Doomsday. That's the next Avengers movie. Yeah, then it's
Yeah.
Secret Wars. So probably in Doomsdays, and we'll see that connection and how that all plays out.
Yeah, I would expect so. You know, it they're building up something, so we'll have to wait and see. But
Yeah,
so it sounds like we like the movie a lot, Kevin. Right? Presumably,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think
So
I
are we thinking it's so let's go ahead. I'm just gonna say it's in the A rank. Does that sound
yeah
right?
I think's fair for now.
Okay.
Is-
How far into the A rank do we want to go with this? I I was kind of thinking about this before we got to this point, but I would almost dare to say it's around here for me. But what do you think about that?
I'm there with you. I like my big bads. I love Silver Surfer and then Galactus. They did a really good Fantastic Four duo. Not duo, but you get me. Team up. Um, it. I don't know if it hits S tier level, so I'm fine. Because I was wondering, is it bottom of S tier is where I was first going,
Yeah.
or high A tier. So I'm comfortable with it there.
Yeah. I'm kind of right there with you too. I can see this being S tier, but well, congrats, Fantastic Four, first steps for reaching A rank. Let's see how the box office performance was for this one.
Yep. The movie, and it's still ongoing. It's still in theaters, so it's not finished yet. So where it's at now.
That's true. That's true. I I think it's gonna be around. I think it's done okay. I want to say it's done up to like 230. Where is it at, buddy?
230, you say?
Yeah, it's around there. I thought it would do a lot more, but I don't think it's done as well as it should.
Yeah, there we go. I was just getting caught back up. It's opening current. Where was your total? I apologize.
I'm saying 230.
230. You're not that bad. You're not that far off.
Okay.
257 so far.
Hey. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And where were you gonna score this? Yimmy Ames?
Oh, this is a tough one. I would probably say around 85. I would say I would have expected higher. I'm going to say people are still a little fatigued. 85.
I agree. I think it should be higher. Leave it to Metacritic to bring the score down again. I'm almost curious to see what caused it to go down. Cinema score, which is the audience score, A minus. Rotten Tomatoes, the critics on Rotten, it actually provided me both for this particular one. The critics for Rotten Tomatoes got an 87. The audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is 93. I know that's a little left field, like we haven't done the audience score for Rotten Tomatoes. Metacritic, 64 out of 100.
Wow.
Unfortunately, is a low enough grade to bring it down to 80.3, just beneath Thunderbolts.
Wow. Crazy. It's
Yeah,
so...
man. Metacritic is harsh.
Yeah, fuck Metacritic.
Next time we do this, maybe I'll do an aggregate involving the other two and leave Metacritic out with maybe find another.
Yeah.
Because I think sorry, we'll get off of that. We'll talk about it later. But
yeah, all good.
But yeah, 80.3. And we'll definitely revisit it because it's still ongoing, so it's still going to continue to generate money, and the score could go up or down. Hopefully up. Overall, though, I think James and I like the direction that they're going in, even though we didn't get really a good send off for Kang. Maybe in the future, after Doctor Doom, with Doctor Doom, maybe who knows? So maybe there's gonna be we haven't had a villain team up in a while. That's like main villains teaming up, really. So
that could be cool. Well, so yeah, looking forward, Secret Wars. If they do Secret Wars justice, like the original one was, that was heroes versus villains. The villains were teamed up, the heroes were teamed up. So, I would love that. I think they're going to go more the direction of the second Secret Wars, where Doom turned into a god, basically, and was just controlling everything, which is fine. It's cool, but I much prefer the original run of Secret Wars. And yeah, man, but I am really looking forward to this phase. I think Phase 6 is very promising. You have our next Spider-Man movie, Brand New Day. Sounds like it's more of a return to the street level crime of Spider-Man, so sounds very promising. I like that direction. We don't need another multiverse team up. We already had that once. Give us something new, so thank you.
Yeah.
Avengers Doomsday, the return of Robert Downey Jr., but in a different role. Doctor Doom. I hope it hits hard, man. I would love for another great Avengers film. And at least something to give us a great closer for this phase, because as we've seen, there's been a lot of highs, but also a lot of lows. So I think we really need a great closer, a double hitter of closers too, two Avengers movies. So we'll see, Marvel, but this has been awesome. Thank you so much, Kevin, for joining. 5 phases of Marvel films, ranked 37 films. Should we go over some of this stuff real quick? Should we do like a quick rundown? How about, can we name them real quick from bottom to top? So the bottom of our list, of course, in the Hulk Peter Tingle tier, Thor: The Dark World. Sorry, bud.
Followed by the Incredible Hulk with not Mark Ruffalo.
And then followed by that is the Eternals.
And then it is Captain America: Brave New World.
And of course, the Marvels. Sorry.
And then Spider-Man, not Homecoming, No Way Home.
Far From Home.
Far From Home. I always get it confused. No Way Home is the good one. Like, it's like the one
Yep.
I know that too. Far From Home. It throws me off.
Yeah, I think that's also why it ranks low for me. That's the subtitle sucks. But onto the C tier, we have Iron Man 3.
And then following up with that, Iron Man 2.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania?
Yeah.
Yes.
Rolls off the tongue.
I see Quantumania. Quantumania is really large. I'm like, it's Ant-Man and the Wasp, yes.
Yeah. And then, of course, Black Panther and Wakanda Forever is above.
And then Black Widow, R.I.P.
And then the very first Ant-Man to round out the C tier.
All right. And then the very first Thor.
Starting off the B tier, yes.
And the B tier. Sorry. Starting off in the B tier. Sorry.
Thor. And then followed by that is Captain Marvel.
And then it is Thor: Love and Thunder.
And the very first, the first appearance of Avengers on this list, the second Avengers movie, Age of Ultron in the B tier.
What?
We did it. We did it.
We did it. And this one, the next one is Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yes, this is Homecoming.
All right.
And then followed by that, Shang-Chi and the Power of the Ten Rings. That sounds right. another great subtitle.
I'm not the only one. Yay!
The Legend of the Ten Rings, of course.
And then after that is the Thunderbolts, aka the New Avengers.
Yep. And the top of the B tier, Doctor Strange. Congrats.
Woo. And the start of the A tier is Captain America, America's ass.
Got me. Yep. Oh, Kevin.
The first Avenger. Sorry, that's the actual subtitle.
Followed by Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Followed by Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
And then the very first MCU film, Iron Man.
And then it is Guardians of the Galaxy. That one is volume 3?
Correct.
3, yes. 2's above it. Yeah, that's right.
And then Black Panther right on top of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
And hey, here they are again. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
There's definitely a pattern of the sequels being close to the originals, you know, but hey, it's just how it rolled, but this feels good.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm not looking back at it going, man, that should be much higher or something. I feel like we're pretty good.
I think we nailed it, buddy. But the last film in the A tier, the top of the A tier, Fantastic Four, The First Steps. Congratulations.
Yeah. It's a good step in the right direction because it's, well, I guess Deadpool Wolverine in that phase. But anyways,
yeah.
Rounding out the bottom of the S tier is Thor Ragnarok.
Woo! Spider-Man No Way Home.
And then Avengers Endgame.
I wonder if people are going to freak out that we didn't put Endgame first. I wonder what the...
Endgame didn't have the emotional feeling as Infinity War did for me, because I felt like, okay, all the bad stuff happened, now we're going to come back and win, and Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So a level of emotion was dropped for me a little bit for me, but
Yeah, but beating out Avengers Endgame, the first Avengers.
hey, gotta. I mean, it's a classic, man. It's
It is.
bringing together the boys
I
and
watched that.
girl.
I watched that movie any night, anytime.
It's good.
Yeah.
Uh, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Captain America: Civil War, Avengers 2.5.
Yeah. Big old beautiful Captain America versus Iron Man fight in that one. So and then number 2, best movie on our tier list. Number 2 in the S tier is The Avengers Infinity War.
Wow, crazy. Well, I'm happy to say that Deadpool and Wolverine is the number one ranked movie by Fractal Minds in the MCU.
Woo!
I was not sure that's what was going to happen. I didn't even think that was going to happen today when we were prepping for this, but that seems really cool to me, man. That's awesome.
I don't think any movie resonates like it's just such a fun movie. It's
It
so
is.
just from beginning to end, it nonstop laughs, and I think it works very well, even though it's not tied into as much of the MCU, but the sacred timeline, as we mentioned. But and bringing Hugh Jackman back for Wolverine again, like
Yeah.
come on, like you got to. It pays homage to so many things.
It, it felt like a movie that could never happen, and they pulled it off, and it's a great movie. It's a lot of fun to be in. So congrats to Deadpool and Wolverine for being the top of the tier. Let's see what happens in a couple years when we get Doomsday. We won't be doing another one of these until 2028, it looks like. So you have to wait till our thoughts about that. But for now, Deadpool Wolverine, number one.
Woo! See if
Woo!
the next Spider-Man is able to break S tier.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. On the dock is pretty heavy hitters, so it's gonna be interesting to see where they come in. But for now, thank you everyone for joining us on this endeavor. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you all enjoyed this conversation. If you want to see us do any other tier lists, let us know in the comments. We're open to ideas. We could do some fun ones. It doesn't have to be movies. Maybe we could do something like with video games next time. But for now, we're Fractal Minds. I'm Jimmy James.
And I'm Kevin.
And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.